Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Scott Show. This is Scott, just sitting here chatting about a little bit of baseball. So I figured we'd do something different with the sports show and do a baseball show because, heck, we've got we're 100 some odd games in on each team. Figure I might as well give a little bit of a playoff picture coming up here now. Now, there are 5 teams that make the playoffs in Major League Baseball. The wild card game is the first one played. It's the 2 wild card teams, the best records in their divisions. They play off 1 game, and then they go on to the division series where they play against the number 1 rated team out of the 3 division winners. So, taking a look at that right now, we have Boston, Cleveland, and Houston in the American League on the top. So the Red Sox, the Indians, and the Astros, all on the top right now. Houston has the best record. So Houston would face off against one of these 2 teams that face off against the New York Yankees, which comes in at 67 and 57 right now, and Minnesota Twins. So I'm excited to hear that. Minnesota is in the wild card chase. They are also in the chase to win the division because Cleveland right now, they're good, but I believe Minnesota's only 2.5 games back of that. So there you go. That's it. I wanted to give you guys a little highlight on what that American League looks like right now. So it would be the Yankees and Minnesota in the wild card playoff. Boston playing the winner of that. Cleveland and Houston playing in the other divisional series. And then they go on to the American League Championship Series and then on to the World Series. LA is really close to Minnesota. The Angels, Kansas City is there, Seattle, Texas, Tampa Bay. They're all like 4.5. I take that back. I apologize. The Angels are 0.5 game behind Minnesota, and Tampa Bay is like 4.5 games. All of the others are kind of in the middle there. And it doesn't look like we're going to have a great season from the White Sox this year. 16.5 games behind. I don't know when they would be officially eliminated, but there's still more baseball to play, folks. But I don't think you're going to hear from the White Sox this year. Just thinking ahead. And as we go to the National League, and by the way, folks, I do want to welcome you to the baseball show. We don't do a lot of these baseball shows. We're trying to do as much content as we can. Have fun with what we're doing. So I thought, hey, might as well do a sports show podcast and talk about a little bit of Major League Baseball. So why not? In the National League right now, you have the Dodgers with the best record, 88 and 35, and they've just been amazing. Their last 10 games, they've been 8 and 2. Just crazy. Their percentages 0.715 out of their victories. So I'm thinking LA all the way this year. They're just doing amazing. So, and then the Cubs are leading the Central Division, and Washington is leading the East. So these 3 teams are leading right now in their respective divisions. Now, the 2 other teams that are wild card teams are Arizona and Colorado. And the funny thing about that is Arizona and Colorado is they're both in the West. And looking at this, you have 2 teams and they have the Dodgers. The National League West has to be like the best right now in what it looks like. Just by stats. I mean, Arizona and Colorado, they would be playing in the wild card game. The winner would play the Dodgers. They might change that around so they don't have the same divisions playing. I'm not sure. And then it would be the Cubs in Washington. Again, I'm not sure how they would do that. I know in football they do sometimes change that up just a little bit so they don't have the same divisions. And I know they also do that in other leagues as well. So, Arizona and Colorado. And I, if you guys haven't seen that old picture of me with my Rockies hat on, then you're missing out, folks, because that's a pretty good picture of me. Of course, I think I was 10 at the time, but still, it's a good picture. So I'm probably gonna have to go cheer on the Rockies in that game. Just saying. So it looks like we're gonna have a really awesome time this year with the playoffs. It's all looking really good, and we are going to take a look at the stats for the regular season and the league leaders right now. That's what we're going to do, because why not? We are in baseball talk. And of course, my computer's not working. So, folks, I do want to just hit you up. Today is Wednesday, so we will have the 10/25/50 show coming up. We have 5 shows today. We're going to do one on each of our networks. We have our Trump rally recap show, the 4 days of Barclays recap show. That's going to be pretty awesome stuff that we got going on today. So, just want to give you a heads up on that while my computer is acting up. So, Miami, Stanton, 46 home runs, Judge from the Yankees with 37. He leads the league in home runs, and we'll see how it goes. Hamilton from Cincinnati with 52 stolen bases. And he's just doing he's having a phenomenal year, Mr. Hamilton. From the Cincinnati Reds. I'm always excited because I like the Cincinnati Reds. So we'll take a look at Mr. Billy Hamilton here and how he's doing otherwise. He has 124 hits, 3 home runs, but 52 stolen bases. So he's definitely looking like Ricky Henderson out there, folks, because if you guys remember, Ricky was one of my favorite players growing up as a kid. So there you go. Now let's take a look at the pitchers. We got Kershaw from the Dodgers, and why would you be surprised that the Dodgers right now have the best pitching and great wins? Kershaw has 15 wins. His earned run average is 2.04. I mean, the guy is just doing he's just having a phenomenal year. He'll probably win the Cy Young Award. I would not doubt that one bit. And Sale from Boston, I think he would be my AL Cy Young Award winner as well. So these players are doing really great. It's always really kind of fun to look at some baseball, look at some stuff I'm not normally always doing. But why the heck not? This is the Scott Show. This is what we're all about. And if I had to pick right now, who I'm going for LA. I'm going for the Dodgers. We'll do a show pretty soon. We'll do another baseball show and talk about it more in depth. But look out for those Dodgers. And watch out for those Minnesota Twins against those New York Yankees. And maybe they might win the division. So I'm going to say that they're going to win the division. I think Cleveland's going to play New York in the first game of the wild card. That should be very interesting. And I will be exciting to see what goes on. So you guys check out the rest of these shows we got coming up today. Enjoy the baseball show when we do it next time, and all the other sports shows we have here on the Scott Show Sports Network.